Hello everybody, welcome or welcome back. It's Paula with Paula's Imperfect Plans. Today I am here, we are closing out our May 3rd paycheck budget as it is approaching our next pay period. So this is actually quite a bit different than what it was budgeted as. So let's jump in and check it out. So our income for this pay period is my paycheck was, as I expected, $1333.95. My husband's paycheck was also what we expected, $1473.10. My mileage check we hadn't budgeted because we didn't know. It was $530 even. We had how I did that. Instead, I'm going to all right, and then so for roundups, that's when we put cash back in and round it up exactly like it says, and it adds back up and goes back into our budget. So our roundups this time were $8.95, which puts our total inflow at $3,346.01. This is actually 96 cents. Sorry guys, I was off by one, and 1 cent. Okay, so if we go down into our fixed expenses, we actually had a donation amount of $80. I want to say subscribed, but there's a program that I now donate to where I get to sponsor 2 kids to help cover their nutrition and education costs in developing countries. Our REC bill, which is which is our electric bill, is $282.19. Not a lot of running the AC and also not running the heat. Our heat is not electric, but obviously it takes electricity to run our furnace. So car insurance I did set aside $325, I believe, for that this month. Sorry, I got a whole bunch of stuff changed, and this was kind of a long process of budgeting. Anyway, so I set aside $325 per month for our vehicle and homeowners insurance that was due in the month of May. I ended up owing a little bit less than that, but I still put the full $325 in just because that'll give me a head start for the next 6 months. So I did set that aside. $131 for our life insurance policies. $648 was XM radio. My kids' insurance premium was $40. I did set aside half of the I set aside more than half, but I set aside $30 towards the internet bill. I put $50 on the school lunch account. We did pay $748 for Amazon Prime. $12.83 for Kindle Unlimited, $12.83 for Netflix, $5.29 for HP Instant Ink. This is my subscription paycheck for sure. All right, what other ones did I miss here? For the garbage. My half of the garbage bill is $51. Sometimes I feel like I sound like a broken record, but if this is my first video that you've ever watched, we live rurally, so we own a dumpster and we pay a company to come and dump it weekly, and each month that charges $102, and I split it in half with my mother because she lives right down the road and utilizes our dumpster as well, so she covers half of the cost to have that serviced. And then the before school program, where I take my son 4 days a week so that I can go to work earlier than that, was $30 for the last 2 weeks. And that is all our fixed expenses. So let's hop in here. All right, and that puts our fixed expenses at $1,064.10. So if we subtract that from the $33,4601 that we started with, that leaves us with $2,281.91 as we move down into our variable expenses. And this time I actually really did keep track of which variable expenses, I pull these amounts, the whatever amounts originally, and then as we're getting close to the end of whatever, I do take and roll them into cash envelopes. So in groceries, we actually had $271 in groceries. In eating out, we spent $79. $0 in beauty. I typically budget for a pedicure every 5 weeks. That's what that $50 was. My mom paid for my pedicure as a birthday gift. My birthday was right around this pay period, or right around that pay date. So that was part of her birthday gift to me, was paying for me to go get a pedicure. Drinks, we only spent $20 on drinks. Sometimes if we have sometimes drinks do come out of our grocery budget if there's enough. Allowance, $122. So that means what? 140 minus 122, 18 of my allowance I took and put into cash envelopes. Work meals got $0 this pay period. Car washes, 15 stayed there. Our diesel bill was $138.50. I chuckle because actually a lot of times it's not just diesel. It's anything that isn't farm related. So like there's snacks and other things from when my husband goes into the co-op and grabs some things, or grabs whatever, I guess. $11 was in donuts and chores. That was correct. So let's jump in here and check out our variable expenses. All right, that means we are at $656.20 for variable expenses. If we subtract that from the $2281.91 that we had left, going into variable expenses, we leave variable expenses with $1625.71 left to budget as we move on up here to our sinking funds. And for our sinking funds, I only did, I'm in the wrong column on all these. Okay, so I did put $50 into the online Christmas sinking fund. For LP, which is our winter heating cost, I set aside $50. Travel is into our high yield savings account for doing the 100 envelope challenge. I did filled in box number 98. For kids, I do put $20 away per pay period into the online sinking funds towards kiddos. Gas. So total was $580 this check. So $50 budgeted out of the budget, and then $530 from my mileage reimbursement check. Vehicles, $100 went towards vehicle repairs with this paycheck into the 52-week challenge. We did $53. That goes right into my emergency fund. Online medical sinking fund, $40. Online tattoo sinking fund, $100. Summer daycare was $0. We actually covered that cost with something else, which leaves us just at our cash envelope. So the cash envelope amount that we have total is $454. $454. So that breaks down into $343 was the original budgeted amount, $15 from car wash, $18 of my spending dollars. It's $8 from like roundups that ended up back in the budget that I pulled out, $9 from the grocery envelope, $40 from the drinks envelope, and $21 from our eating out envelope. So that's where that all comes from. So let's add this up. Okay, so our sinking fund total is $1,545, and if we subtract that from the $1,625.71 that we have left, that leaves us with $80.71. In our buffer, I budgeted 14 cents. I actually put 71 cents in there, which leaves us with $80. And I put towards actually put it in the savings challenge that is going straight to debt, $80 into the shut the box, which hopefully we will be finishing today or tomorrow. So $80 on the extra debt, which makes our leftover $0. Okay, so our income was $3346.01. Our fixed expenses were $1064.10. Our variable expenses at $656.20. Our sinking funds at $1545. Other at 71 cents, and extra debt at 80. So let's go ahead and see 3346.01 minus 1064.10 minus 656.20 minus 1545 minus 71 minus 80. So that is our zero-based budget. That allows us to finish this for today. So thank you guys all so much for watching this video. Appreciate all of you being here. Until next time, bye.